the artist, the founder, the president of ONYXCON Foundation. Welcome back to another live. Today, I'm going to tell another story, y'all. Where I am with my YouTube journey is a lot like where I am with some things. I am very man, what's the best word? I'll just say that the current financial climate and the current dating climate, and those things coincide all day. Everybody who's grown and understands what I'm talking about knows those things. They go together all the time, right? They're both very unstable, very volatile, very twisted right now in history. And so it leads people who are logical thinkers, analytical thinkers like myself, to have to reorder yourself a little bit, just to not really completely coexist, but to it's like everything else. It's like taking a job, knowing the job doesn't fit you, but I gotta pay these bills, right? So I'm gonna do something. You know, as people say, do what you don't want to do until you can do what you want to do. Fake it till you make it. All these old stupid ass phrases that always got you watering yourself down to be shit you ain't, to get to wherever you're trying to go. And that's, yeah. In my opinion, just listen to the way that sounded. It sounds very counterproductive because ultimately it always yields that. It always will be opposite of where you're going. Hold tight for a minute. So a lot of people, even who have that same mentality of all those little phrases I just said, they in relationships with people. I'm talking about intimate relationships. We talking about relationships today. We're talking about dating. We're talking about all that. That's going to be the topics. And it's going to be something specific when I get to that, but I'm building up to that. But like I say, a lot of people can be even in relationships that are not right for them, and they know ain't right for them. They just don't want to. Some people, you know how they say some people don't want to be alone. They just don't want to. They don't want to be alone. And then there's others that say, I'm single by choice. I'm single by circumstance. How about that? I don't say I'm single by choice. I don't want to be single in the sense of just completely not dealing with. Well, I'm never not completely. I can always. I have lady friends I could check in with and stir something up on the sensual side of things. But I've learned not to let that be the catalyst for why you gonna have a regular, reoccurring acquaintance with somebody when in some cases y'all ain't really that kind of vibe. You really are just the intimate. It only works when the sensual is in play, or it can work with other factors too, but it's just not enough for you or that other person to feel complete enough to feel like, yeah, we can be around each other a little more than we tend to be. No, you got to keep it right where it typically is. There may be a limit, and you got to stick with a limit. All right, y'all. Come on, phone. Don't do this to me. Getting everything in order here. Oh, man. It's one of them days when you realize, I'm going to be riding for gas today because I'm getting a little low here. I have to do that soon. But anyway, as I was saying, you got people in relationships that they don't even need to or want to be in. They just will not be alone. And then you got people who say they're single by choice. No, they single by dysfunction half the time. They're dysfunctional. The people they choose are dysfunctional. And after a certain amount of breakups and heartbreakings and all that craziness, they just shattered. Especially, I find a lot of women, that's how they moving out here. They talk that talk. That's what's so dangerous about the online psychology of everything's a freaking hashtag. You can literally try to hashtag theorize your life away, and there ain't gonna never be enough hashtags or quick phrases or one word grabs it all ways to explain the emotional ups and downs of any human mind. It's too much to consider to try to pretend it all fits into these little neat hashtags. But a lot of y'all out here living like that, ladies. A lot of y'all living like that. A lot of fellas living like that. A lot of people are living like that these days. And it's not conducive to healthy relationships of any kind. Okay? So I'm gonna give y'all a story. As I said, this is a story time type of vibe today. And this is grown folks only conversation. Let me say that from the beginning, because I know I get a mixed audience. I get all kind of folks. I get everybody trying to look. But I want it clear that this is for grown folks only. Put the kids to bed. If you're a kid, go to bed, take your nap. Hell, adults need naps too, but I'm just saying, that, don't be on here right now. This ain't for you. You know, go look at my cute animal videos. I got a whole playlist for that. I got a playlist for toys, figurines, that kind of thing. And even some of that ain't for kids. Come on, let's get all the way real. We're gonna get 100,000. I always tell y'all, man, my channel is PG-13 to R. That's the reality of ONYXCON on YouTube, you know. As at least right now, at this particular time in history. Trust me, it does cross my mind sometimes. It might be advantageous at some point to, you know, once I get hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you know, when you get that kind of leverage, maybe you can set up something and be like, yo, you know, I'm gonna start a second page, third page, whatever, and start itemizing things. I mean, that's what I did on Instagram. Is I started breaking up my topics because I realized my audience wasn't going to understand. The audience that started what we have as at ONYXCON only knew the Comic-Con, so they wasn't going to understand, you know, me talking about fishing or hiking or all that. And I'm gonna still do it. It's still gonna be a part of what I say ONYXCON is, because ONYXCON is any and everything I say it is. It's living a creative art life, as I say, edutainment. So, you know, we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna do, as I break them up over there, ONYXCON style, fitness, rides, music, HOTTIEZ, and that's today's topic. Let me get back on point. ONYXCON hotties, you know what I'm saying? As I say, celebrating the beautiful ladies of the world and their talents. But let me say something about these ladies, these beautiful ladies. Yes. Man, it's a mess out here, y'all. So here's my story, right? Y'all know that I work in the film biz, right? And I I'm still an actor. I have to catch myself sometimes when I want to make it. Because when you're not doing something as much as you'd like to, you feel kind of like, oh, can I even say that? Yeah, you can say that because you got the damn resume. I did the work still. That ain't going nowhere. It's forever. And I did a video about that even. But I was doing PA work, production assistant work, on a particular show. I ain't gonna name the show and all that. Oh, that's not important. I ain't gonna give no names. You know, we're gonna protect the innocent, even though they're guilty as hell. They're guilty as hell of everything I'm gonna charge them with in this story. But hey, it's just a fun example of how real the stereotypes are out here about some types of women. You know, there are a lot of stereotypes floating around, and I hate it because every time people start saying, oh, they're all like this, they're all like that, I'm quick to jump in. No, they're not. And don't never say that about nobody. Don't ever make generalizations about people in general. Don't do that. Like, that ain't how life works. That ain't how people work. That's foul. Don't do that. But then every time I'm coming to the defense of a certain group or whatever and trying to say, they're not like that. How dare you say everybody like that over there is like that? Didn't they do some shit to be just like that? Or they say something, you like, damn, y'all really say this stuff? Like, man. And then what can I do? How can I back you up if you doing the thing that everybody else is saying, oh, it's worse than that? And you're like, no, they're not. Not all of them are that way. The hell, maybe they are. Maybe they are. Maybe they are, goddamn. Maybe they are. So what am I speaking of specifically? Let's just call it, hey, man, I got my thing, I call it ONYXCON hotties. Now, when I say hotties, I was a personal definition of ladies that I consider hotties. You know, I admit I did take the phrase from the popularity of what Megan Thee Stallion did with it. This is her era, so to speak. You know, it's a Megan era, whether you're a fan of her or not. I wouldn't call myself a fan. I like the sides of Megan I can tolerate. That's the way I put that. And this ain't about Megan, by the way. I know if I keep saying famous names, YouTube loves to latch on. As soon as you say them names, it's like, oh, he's talking about. That's not the whole point of this. What's up, Kelly? What's happening? I started seeing love going up. I said, oh, who a real one in here? You know, I'm driving, so I'm glancing over here. I can't be, I gotta be, okay? But yeah, Kelly Cole in the house, y'all. Real ones in the house. Oh man, how am I? She said, well, I'm okay, but today the reason why I'm even kind of fired up is I got this story I'm telling. So I'm trying to make it through it without going on too many tangents. She says, I'm not a fan of any new school rap. I can understand why, but I ain't gonna say it's that bad for me. I mean, you know, before you say that now, I know you're a Kendrick fan. You from Compton. I know you appreciate Kendrick, right? I mean, you ain't got to answer that with a yes just because you from Compton shit. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it, whatever. But I always respected Kendrick. Or I learned to love his work more once I knew exactly who I was listening to. Because the first time I ever heard Kendrick was High Powered and He the Truth. I was like, what? Who is this young man saying all of this heavy level wisdom and knowledge of self and understanding black history and dropping bombs? If you ever heard that off, it was a mixtape he had when he was still just K-Dot and no one knew his name really. And I heard him on 89.3 FM. Shout out Atlanta. I'm a big tangent from my topic today, but it's okay. It's alive. It's what we do. But I'm gonna say this: that one song made me say, "Damn, who is this?" Right? And I don't even know. Maybe I did hear him say K-Dot and didn't think nothing of it. Now, mind you, next time I heard his name, it was Kendrick Lamar. So I didn't know that was K-Dot, right? So somebody that I worked with at a job I was at the time, one of my homegirls was deep in music. This back in the day, we was burning CDs for each other. You know what I'm saying? And no, you're not throwing me off. You the homie. You always good. It's whatever. That's a real one right there. Kelly Cole. I ain't never met this lady physically in my life. We met on fan base as friends. She always been supportive ever since the first time she heard me just talking like I'm talking right now, just being myself, being real. And she game recognized game, real recognized real. She been riding ever since as a real one, a real supporter, always representing for ONYXCON. So you ain't gotta apologize when you show up. If I go on a tangent with you, it's like I still an old friend. We good. The rest of these folk, I don't know who the hell watching. You the only one in here right now that I know who it is. The rest of these folk, they'll sit there. They got some of these fools subscribe and still don't talk. I be like, yo, chime in. Who are you? Where you at? They be quiet. They be looking at you. You be like, that is the weirdest bullshit. Like, what are you doing? It bothers me. I be thinking, what are you doing right now that you gonna stare at somebody for an hour and not put a thumbs up? Like, you can't do a thumbs up. You can't say, yo, I'm watching. I appreciate this. The hell wrong with these people? But oh my goodness. But yeah, that's my buddy right there, y'all. Kelly Cole representing Compton in the house. And we talking real Compton. I ain't making up nothing because people are, when you from certain places, people want to make it like, she's really from the place. Yes. Other people exist that are not, rappers and stuff from these places. It's not like the place is nothing but one big ass rap convention. It's an actual place where people live regular lives, and not everybody's gangbanging and acting a fucking fool either. Stop the bullshit. Same for Atlanta. Stop the bullshit. That's gonna be the real topic today: is stop the bullshit. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's gonna make me quote one of my guilty pleasures. And I'm just grown enough. This is why I say my lives are for grown folks. So, hey, what I'm about to say, hey. I told y'all to get up out of here if you little kids be trying to watch my lives. But when I say stop the bullshit, it made me want to quote my boy. I'm saying my boy, I don't know this dude. He's just funny as hell and I like his content. Zay the DJ. If anybody never heard of him or if you already know who I'm talking about, look up Zay, and he spells it with an X. X-A-Y, the DJ. And Zay is in Miami and he does two things, but one thing he's known for. His podcast, he interviews rappers and people in the music industry, but he especially interviews adult entertainment performers, especially the ladies. And oh my gosh, I mean, the thing I love about his work, all jokes aside, of when people, oh, you talking about the P, yeah, I mean, whatever. Get out to what you know that to be, and get more into the humanization of these are people that are doing something, and they chose to do this to make a living. But mind you, where I'm going with this is going to relate to something I have to tell a story about. I promise you. I'm gonna make this I'm so good at segues. Oh my damn. If you let my mind really work and I'm gonna get you there, trust me. Take you through there. So Zay the DJ, he's of something Caribbean roots. I'm not sure what. I think maybe Jamaican. And he has all these little drops that he's done for his show. So he's interviewing somebody and they say something that's really wild or really freaky or whatever. He always hit little buttons and he say, "It is time to stop the fuckery." I don't give a shit if I wouldn't care if he hit it every 10 minutes in the interview, because his interviews there's always so much going on. I am crying like, this dude is a fool. And the girls be crying too, because they know this stuff is hilarious, the mess they be telling these stories. It be all the way damn out there, some of this stuff. And the other part of it is, like I say, I can't stress enough, he humanizes the pain, the passion, the decision to, if they chose that life, that's what they're doing, whatever. But making these people human instead of just this object on a screen and all this other stuff. And that's what I like about anybody who does that type of content. I like that kind of content. I like those kind of movies. I like that kind of, I want to see the real. Don't just show me somebody in a movie who's the villain without telling me why they're a villain. Don't even tell me who's the hero without explaining why they feel they are a hero. Like, I want backdrop. I want story. I want stuff that you can learn, examples to live life by, proverbs and things. That's what the hell I enjoy, right? So like I said, it's time to stop the fuckery. Shout out to Zay the DJ. And his show is called The Bougie Show, okay? Again, this right now, I promise you, that I really feel bad that this adults that don't manage their kids, and I know they be trying to look at my lives. I told y'all, ain't gonna be on me. I done legally done what I was supposed to do when I started this live. I pushed the button and said, this shit ain't for kids, like every other damn thing I ever post. Even if it's cute and friendly and whatever. Your mama let you see it, fine. But I ain't say that none of my channel is, because I know I got variety. And depending on my mood, I'm talking about a number of things. And I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna do what I do, all right? So yeah, but it's called The Bougie Show, and it's hilarious. But anyway, and it's not always funny. It's just deep. It's really, man. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. I probably should do a shout out video to him. That might get me some numbers, just because I'm talking about what it is. You know what I mean? But and I'm not fronting it that I watch it. I mean, shit, it's entertaining and it's very informative. Like I said, because a lot of the folks who, whether they make it or they don't make it, either came from that other stuff or might try that other stuff or be willing to try some of the other stuff, because times get hard and bills get tight and folk do all kind of, as they say, we'll do something strange for a little bit of change, right? And oh yeah, get ready, Kelly. She said, I'm gonna check it out. You go, man. Oh wow. Whoa. It's heavy for real. All jokes aside, it's really heavy. They go deep. I mean, I think the only thing that ever went as deep as that, and I didn't even know what that was about when the movie first came out. It was friends of mine had seen it and would be always doing jokes and quotes from the movie Boogie Nights. And I was like, what is that about? And then when they told me it was, about the 70s and guy trying to get into the porn industry and all this stuff, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know it was about all that. And then, you see it and you realize, oh, it's much deeper than just, like, people just hear the P word and they go to all they can think about is the freak off energy instead of people's mess, like, and even triumphs and joy, and even, quite frankly, in a world, in America in particular, I just say America especially, America's built off of entertainment that centralizes sex and violence, period. No way around it, absolute facts. And all the sex is the condemned taboo. But you can kill somebody, blow something up, always be talking about killing, make all the words and lyrics and everything about killing, and nobody bats an eye. When you're dealing with sex and love and affection, it's a weird ass place, man. It's weird as hell, and it's totally backwards. I was like, I gotta do this order. Oh. Whew. Okay, we back. All right. You know what? This one's so good. I'm about to, the only one up in here representing this Kelly Cole any dang way. Kel, if you see this, I'm going over to fan base. I'm gonna finish this on fan base. They not worthy. They are not worthy. YouTube 2 full videos in the last day or so because of yesterday, especially. Went and got all this content yesterday. Went downtown, went to 2 art shows, 2 Was gonna go to Fan Fest, but it was rained out crazy. I was like, nah, I ain't about to get out there and that's too much to be sitting outside getting rained on for what? Like, never mind. And I mean poured. Like, it's raining now, but like it was pouring yesterday, right? So like I say, yo, these people ain't acting right. I didn't ask them to thumbs up. You the only one I know did it because you the only one that was talking and you the homie. I'm about to go put it on fan base. All these new people coming up in here, whatever, bye. Y'all don't know how to act. I'm gonna give it where I give love, man. I'm going over to fan base. I see y'all later. Go watch some of my videos here. Y'all want to show some support on YouTube? Watch the videos I just posted. Watch my 2 galleries. Well, one is about me going into a shoe store. Okay, so I covered a sneaker shop. And then the other one is the art show. Yeah, the first art show, Zucot Gallery. And then after that, the shoe spot. And then I got a whole nother video for another art show I went to. So I still got to edit that. All that's coming. That's what y'all get, YouTube. Y'all ain't act right, man. I'm feeding y'all and y'all wasting my time. Look at this shit. 4 people, 10 people, 20 people. Ain't no motherfuckers putting no